Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah min kathira. Wassalat wassalam ala Rasulullah. Wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah. Wahdahu la sharika lah. Wa ashhadu anna Muhammadan abduhu wa rasuluhu. Wa thamin abayin. Ar-rahmatul alamin. Wa daya in rabibnihi. Wa sajjaju munira. Am abad. My dear beloved Africans, my brothers, my sisters, those of you who've been down with me since 2014, all Africans across the diaspora, wherever you shall exist and breathe, I offer you the greatest greeting you can offer to a human being on earth. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I am the Jedi. Happy New Year, everybody. You know, it's been a while since I've spoke, and that's for many reasons. You know, I'm so busy, you guys. And that's just going to get worse as now that we moved to 2019 and I've only got a year to get out of here to Africa. But I am busy, and I had some technical difficulties as well. You know, there's times when I probably could have offered up a video. There's been times I could have offered a video, but I didn't want, I was trying to get to an on-camera video. And in fact, several weeks ago, I did an on-camera video, but when I finished, I realized that my file had not recorded it on my phone. I was pissed. I tried 2 more times, which is not like me, because if I'm going to talk about the same subject, I can't redo that. I can't. Because you will subconsciously, whether you want to or not, you'll be trying to recall up those same things that came out of you the first time. You cannot recreate purity and authenticity. You can't. You can't. That's why I always speak directly from my soul. Once out. You know? So it didn't record. And I tried it a couple more times. I still don't know. I still don't know. So I was over it, and then I was just over it. I could have used my other camera that I was using before. I was using my phone. But that puts these black bars on the side, and it sounds kind of crackly, and the audio's not good, and it just, I can't. I've graduated past that. We're not going back. All right. So it was just a confluence of things, you know, but I knew in 2019 I was going to try and wait till I could, because I was going to try, I did antivirus and all that on here to see if that was going to cure the problem. It didn't. It's still not recording video. I mean, it recorded the video, but then when you're done, it says incompatible file or some bullshit. Like, I've been recording on this for years. I'm not one of those people who has got a bunch of stuff on my phone. That's the only thing I record on my phone. I'm not doing selfies. I'm not doing a bunch of stuff. Anyway. So, I was just going to wait till I could just either get another one or something like that, you know. But the new year is moving on, and it's been a while since I spoke, even last year. And I don't know how that's lighting. Anyway, and I've wanted to present, but it's just too many things were standing in the way. I almost wasn't going to do this one, you know, because I don't really like recording on this webcam, because I'm not a model, and so it's hard to, this camera is hard to light, you know. The camera on my phone works with you, and you get those balances, and ooh, you can look really good, you know. At least something that I can live with. But this, you can't. Like, you don't get any, it's just, you can't. Anyway, so I almost wasn't going to do this one, but I have a lot of things that I want to say. And some things I haven't been speaking into. I should be in the grocery store, I'll be someplace, or in the car, or I'm laying down, or I'm doing what, and I talk about such and such. Talk about such and such. You know, something will just come to me. So I have a lot of things I want to talk about. I don't know how long this video is going to be. I'm sure it's known now because even if I'm watching it now, we have the benefit of the timestamp, but I'm doing it right now and I don't know how long I'm going to be here. So it's not known to me right now. I'm just out the gate. Anyway, and I don't have that social media thing they talk about that you get anxiety when you're not on social media. I don't have that, but I do miss my people, you know. And I feel a sense of responsibility that, you know, it's really organic, because whether you want to or not, or like it or not, you know, there's people who live for your next video. Yours. Don't have to be a million of them, but there's people that they want to hear from you. They watch you, they listen to you, and they have put their own value on you. But they've stayed with you. You owe them, you know. So I do miss my people in that sense too. You know, it's not just a sense of responsibility. But I genuinely miss my people, you know. Like, I just need you to know that, you know. So I didn't want my next video to be not on camera. Or in bed. By the way, I didn't get my dental stuff done yet, y'all. I'm just, work with me now. Work with me. Work with. So I have a few things I want to talk about. They're all random. They're across many different topics. Some are old, some are recent, some is current events, some stuff is not, some is just stuff that we just gonna be here. Because I just have some things that I want to get out. This is my first video of the year, and I haven't spoken in a while, and so I just have a lot of things I want to communicate, you know. So let me also say this before I go any further. I found out that I have hepatitis C, everybody. Don't cry for me, Argentina. Thankfully, that is no longer anything to be, which it's never really been. Like, hepatitis C is not really a problem. I've been asymptomatic. I only found out through routine blood tests, but you know, well, it can be a problem if you have other stuff, like if you drink and you do drugs and you have some other stuff that's affecting your liver, and if you really, but I'm saying, like, it's not, I don't want to say it's nothing, because if it's left untreated, then you can become symptomatic as your liver starts to fail over time, and then sclerosis sets in, you need a liver transplant, all those sorts of things. But I'm on this Harboni stuff, and it's 12 weeks, one pill a day for 12 weeks, and they say it's supposed to be 100%, it's supposed to be no more hep C in your body, like that's supposed to be the end of it. Personally, I would have just drank some camel's milk for this, but this was a better way for me to go because the camel's milk is extremely expensive. I'm in my last 1-year dash to Africa. Can't be spending no money on camel's milk right now. Can't do it. Can't do it. Every coin must be for Africa. You understand? Must be for Africa. Must be. So, so I'm doing that. But why I'm even sharing that with you, for the main reason, is because I want my people to understand that many of you, all of you, should be screened for this, because you can get it very easily. Like, I don't know when I got hepatitis C. I don't know. But there's many ways you can get it. And one of the many ways, if you're a sister that goes to the nail salon, you getting your nails done, your feet done, they digging. Well, they was digging up on somebody else. You understand? Anytime you have that microscopic cutting, which could happen, maybe you don't see no blood, but it's there. Now they scraping you, you just got hepatitis C. You know what I'm saying? Brothers in the barber shop, they using the clippers, and brother in front of you got fucking bumps on his goddamn neck and face because he doesn't know how to fucking wash his shit like a man. You'll never find bumps on the Jedi. You won't, because I know how and when to shave. You understand? And I don't need any of that magic shave bullshit. I tell brothers all the time, all you need is a disposable razor and some soap. That's it. But there's a time when you are supposed to shave. I don't want to get worked up over that, but I'm saying, but that brother in front of you, the brother been doing him up, and and his little bumps is bleeding, and now they coming into you, and now you got hep C. You see? So this is one of the ways that it is transferred. Sister goes and she's getting a weave done. They're using that weave comb and that little hook thing. Then she hooking the next sister. Now your ass got hepatitis C. So I'm saying, you can live your whole life and not even know you had it. You know. You know, if I was like an old man, I would be like, wouldn't care. I'd be like, well, that's not what's gonna kill me, you know. But alas, I'm not an old man. So, anyways, so I share that with you so that you can go and get yourself screened for it, right? And hopefully you have good medical insurance, because I will tell you this medication is $32,000. Luckily, I'm not paying it. It's not all of it. So I found that out, all right, and I started treatment about, I don't know, 2 weeks ago, something. I also want to share with you that ever since I did that video a while back, you guys, about the GMO foods, I mean, I have food fear anyway, you know, and all growing up, I don't eat. It's the only time my grandmother would really get after me was when I didn't eat, you know. But it got worse after that video. Like, I don't know what to eat, you know. So I don't eat anything, and I keep telling my doctor, you know, like, I'm losing too much weight. I'm losing too much weight. He goes, no, your body mass index is fine, and you're fine. And I'm like, but you don't understand. Like, I'm not eating. Like, I'm not eating. You know. Every once and again, I will say Bismillah a million times over something and go ahead, but I had to be really in a place for that, you know. So that's gotten worse since that video, increasingly. Because as you know, any of you all that watched that video, not only did I lay it out for you, but I also put a very comprehensive list and a link so you could see the list for yourself. Every fucking thing in this goddamn bitch is Frankenstein food that is causing cancer and killing people. It's actually healthier for me to not eat, because there's great benefit in fasting. You understand? Anyway, I wanted to share that with you. If you've not seen that video, you need to go on the channel and watch that video. I'm getting turned around now, but I wanted to say that, so because this is my first video for this year, and my first one in some time. But certainly my first one of this year. You know, I was contemplating, what does 2019 mean? What does that mean? You know, what does that mean? What does that mean? What does that mean? You know? And it really doesn't mean anything. But it should be a marker for meaning for all of us. What do I mean by that? This 2019 is based on the death of Jesus. Well, Jesus didn't die. Nor was he the Son of God, nor was he sent for all mankind. Nor was he crucified. So, and nobody knows when he ascended, when God took him. So, my point is that this 2019 is based on a man, not time. So I'm over that. Because I'm interested in where do I fit in the time continuum. If you're just going to take off the billions of years or whatever it is that exists, I don't know what it is, and say, oh, we're just going to count from this guy. Well, wait, that doesn't give me an accurate of where I'm at now. Right now. If I buy a used car tomorrow, I need to see the blue book on it or something. Show me the previous owner. Somebody's got 100,000 miles on. I need to know what was those other 100,000. Who was the guy? Was it mom and dad? Was it grandma and grandpa? You know what? I need to know. So that's out. But whether it's in or out, we need to understand that we can still use it as a marker as a people to recommit or to commit ourselves to a new way and a better day for us as a people and as individuals. Because whatever time is, or how we're going to define it, the fact is the white man is the devil, and they're real nervous right now, and they're only getting worse. You would not think that the devil could be any worse than he is, but he can be. And they show us this every single fucking day. Every day. Every day. And especially for Africans in this nation, we need to not kid ourselves. We need to get the fuck up out this bitch. We're not going to get everybody, sadly. But it is time to understand who you are and what you represent. And you need to stand on that side of the fence. Period. Don't give me this, we're all one human nation and we're all one family, and fuck all of that. You need to decide, are you an African and you're with African people and their causes only, or you are not? Take your bitch ass to the other side. We don't know you and we don't have time for you. And we will deal with you as we deal with the rest of the enemies of our people. Period. That's what I know for sure about 2019. You understand? If you didn't get it before now, now is the time you need to get it. And if you don't get it, you need to just trust those of us who know. Damn it. Because we know. Just trust somebody that knows more than you. Recognize what you don't know. Recognize when you are in the presence of anyone on the earth, wherever you exist. that knows more than you. Because one of the ways that you never get out of ignorance is you can't recognize when someone knows more than you. They know more than me. Let me go over there. You're just going to be stagnant. Nah. So trust those who know. I'm one who knows. Yeah. You know. And like I say, it's 1 year now till 2020. I've been talking about moving to Africa since 2014. But I know the fierce urgency of the moment, and I know how quickly it will go. You know? I'm sure even when I set up the GoFundMe, people were like, well, it's not till 2020, and he's got all the... No, I don't have any time. You see? I understand that. I understand that. I can't treat this as, oh, I got to 2020. I treat it like I have to leave tomorrow. That's the only way you're prepared for 2020. That's the only way. That's the only way. Thank you to everybody that's been donating to the GoFundMe, by the way. Thank you guys for respecting and understanding the vision, my calling, my dream, my mission, my destiny. Thank you for not only understanding that, but showing with your donation that you want to see me successful in that. I thank you. I thank you. I thank you. I thank you. So that's the main thing I want to say about. That's the main thing I want to say about 2019 and it being a new year and all. You know, like I'm over. It's a new year, and you know, like I'm over that. Like I'm an African who understands his reality. So every marker in time is, for me, is just defined by, okay, what are you going to do with this next, from this marker now, from this marker now, from this marker, what you going to do, from this marker, what you going to do. You see, not that it means anything, you know, in the greater scheme, you know, it's like, now are we going to beat their ass? Now are we going to set their ass on fire? Now are we going to fight back? You feel me? Now we're going to get the fuck out. Now we're going to come together. Now we're going to walk off they fucking basketball fields and football fields, whatever. The marker for me, not what the time is so much. Now what we do, you know, that's the big question for me. If I didn't say already, I'm saying again, this video is going to be all over the place because I have things I just want to talk about, stuff that came to me, stuff that was inspiration, stuff that I thought about random, whatever the case, that I, in some form, wanted to communicate with and to you. And because I've not done, you know, and I didn't want to do another non-on-camera video, certainly not for my first video of the year. I couldn't. I'm like, I can't do that. Otherwise, I could have had a video out to you, could have had many videos out to you between the last time I did a video. And I don't even count the GoFundMe video because that was really just about, I don't really consider that a valid, that doesn't classify as a video. Like, that was just me fulfilling a respect, a calling of respect to donors and future donors to the GoFundMe. You know, here I'm asking people to donate and I'm not on camera. No. So I had wanted to do that video for a long time anyway. I just couldn't get around to doing it. And eventually, and I finally had to go ahead and just at least start advertising, at least to GoFundMe, because I understand that I'm going to run out of time very quickly. So you gotta get that video up. You gotta get, you should speak. You gotta speak to the people in person. Da, 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 da. So anyway, so I finally was able to get that done, and so that doesn't count. I'm saying before that, I don't know when the last time I spoke on camera. I don't know. I don't know. It's been months. But so a lot of things have happened, and a lot of things have gone on for me and in the world and all those sorts of things. And so I just wanted to take this first video out to talk about whatever I want to talk about, and to share some of those things with you. Sometimes I would just be laying down, or I could be any place, and I'd be like, an idea would hit, and I'd be like, talk about such and such, and then I don't know what I'm going to say, but talk about such and such. I could be doing something else. I'm doing dishes. Oh, talk about such and such, and say such and such. Talk about such and such. So one of the things that I know I want to talk about is a new way. I've said this to you before. I've said to you, using my own self as an example, I've said to you, whenever you have learned anything, or you have an opinion about something, or a topic you've learned, or something like that, don't just stay firm on that. Excuse me. Stay firm, but leave the screen door open. Because at the very least, you can have something subtle that can come and give you a new way to articulate that. That's a better way for me to think about that, or your world can be completely upset. You learn something, you heard a different way, you go, I didn't process it like that. Wait, I need to go back. I may have to change my whole thought process, how I think about whatever this is, So this was one of those moments for me, because we all hear about and have heard about and continue to hear about these fathers who are not present. Well, his father left when he was young. Oh, I didn't have my father. Well, my father wasn't there. My mama had raised me. Now, I have said already 1,000,000 times, and will continue to say, that fuck that. I've said, let's stop putting up this idea to these kids that there would have been this amazing life that would have opened up for them just on the other side of the horizon, had only this one thing been in place. They had a father. Like, forget that. Throw that. And I said that should be tantamount to child abuse to even tell your child that, because how dare you? Because that doesn't mean they would have been a great person. Being that you could put a carcass and stuff it in the corner and go, that's your father over there. Well, your father's here. He's here. So does that mean they don't have a father? He's there? Huh? No. Because just because he would have been there doesn't mean he was worthy, that he had the requisites, the education, the skill set, the life experience, the proper frame of mind, and all these things to bequeath to raise a human child, be it boy or girl. Just because you would have been there doesn't mean anything. What you need to start telling your children is, you one of the ones that lucked out. Your father is such a fucking disaster that you should be so lucky he's not here. Your life would have been over had he been here. You see, or something like that. Let's stop, because when it's talked about in a way that assumes, without even saying it, it assumes, but if your father had been here, you would have been more whole. No, you wouldn't have. No, you wouldn't have. No, you wouldn't have. No, you wouldn't have. Because your father could have been there, but he was out every night. Or he was on the road. Or he drove a truck. Or he was something. He was there. You saw him every day, but he was busy and he was sleeping. And then he was in the shower. But then he was, so I'm over it. But I've said that. But I heard something recently that gave me something new to add to that now. Other than a tight do-rag. I got something else to add to that now. There was a sister that was on, I'm not going to find it. I'll see if I can find it. It's weeks now. It's weeks. Okay, lucky for y'all. It was a video. I almost didn't click on it because it was one of them subjects that I feel is beneath my intellectual. It's not worthy to, like, it's beneath the eyesight of my throne, you know. It's one of those. It's like it would be like a reality show. Like, that's so beneath my throne. I can't even tell you. Like, I can't. So this would have been that same category, but the whisper said, click on that. It was called Does Size Matter? Now, I want to tie that to something, because what I just talked about fathers, because I got something new that made me say, wait a minute, because I saw Omar Epps, the actor, not the comedian. Yeah, Omar Epps, on something. And he was talking about, well, I guess he grew up without his father. And he told this whole story. He saw his father in the corner one day, and and by the way, just a little side note to him, why he also, first of all, I realized I had never really watched an interview of him. And so I wouldn't have been able to hear his voice in public, you know what I mean? Like, I'm so glad I did, because so many people in his family are Muslims, including his father was a Muslim. Allahu Akbar. So some of the things that he was saying, like, he's familiar with Islamic culture. That brother is either is or is going to be a Muslim, inshallah. Anyways, he was talking about, he's another one of these people. And in that moment, it dawned on me, fuck that. Not just what I've already told you. Now we're going to add to that. Enhancing. I thought, we got to hold up a burning mirror. We got to hold up a burning mirror to black women on this. Because it's their fault. Hear me out. Hear me out. This makes me sick. Because the woman is the final say on everything. No man can come to you, you're going out with me. You're mine, and then that's it. So, then, y'all asses are picking these niggas that you know ain't shit. And then now our whole culture gets this rap of the fathers aren't there because you're picking shitty ass motherfuckers to begin with. But what backs up my point, this thing that I watched, it was called Does Size Matter? And it was on some show, V103 situation, Wanda. I can't read my own writing. Once I write it, I can't read it. Like, I was going to be a doctor. Anyway, you can see the thumbnail. It's like a sister. I feel like she's light skinned. Whatever. That was the thumbnail, I think. Anyway, I'm tying all these 3 points together now. This is all one thought, though. Stay with me. Because she was talking about, apparently she had called into this radio show. Or sent them an email, I don't know, whatever. And they were so, like, loved this story so much that they had her in the studio. This V103, Wanda, somebody. And she had found the perfect brother, everybody. The perfect brother. The perfect brother. According to her. He looked perfect. He looks like a model. She 100% everything that you want in a man physically. He had money, he had the career, he had the holdings, he had the crib, he had all the shit. He was kind, he was romantic. She said to her mother, he is the one. And was certain that there was going to be marriage. Until they went to Vegas and got turned up, like y'all Christian folks do. And they in the hotel room, one thing leads to the next thing you know, his pants are down, and she sees that he's not had the African gift. I am my father's son. You understand? Anyway, but this brother apparently was not given any special thanks. In fact, apparently all it was special effect. And it was sad because she was really going in on him. You know, she was like, girl, it was a lip gloss. It was a Sharpie. And I mean, just all these different, go find it. If you go find it and watch it, you know what I'm talking about. But here's what her reaction was. He went from second only to the Christ child to she blocked him because they met on like social media or something. She blocked him. She lost his phone number. She never had anything else to do with him. Not, oh my God, he's still this amazing brother, and let me find another sister for him since I'm such a shallow bitch who doesn't deserve a man at all, and all I need is a fucking vibrator. Let me find a real woman who would appreciate a man, etc., etc. You see what I'm saying? No, none of that. She just kicked him completely to the curb and is making fun of him. Well, that got me thinking about two things. First of all, thanking this lucky stars that I'm not that brother. I'll put most motherfuckers to shame. But the serious point. The first thing that went through my black mind was, how many of these other bitches out there are fucking up our community and our legacy and our people because they can't be bothered to be without the proper dick? How much of our culture is that shit right now? You knew he was bullshit. And we supposed to feel sorry for you. No one will feel a fucking thing for you. The moment I see a bitch ass anywhere, and I see a sister of any slight, and I see a motherfucker that I know ain't worth a damn, well, she deserves whatever she get. Don't feel sorry for her at all. We can't. Because that's a waste of our time and our culture. Do you understand? This, I mean, I had to think that. Like, well, wait a minute now. And it wasn't just her. It was all the girl from the sisters that was in there in the station with her, the ones that was calling in, the lady that was hosting it. They was all like on this whole thing. Like, he's of no value now. Like, that's it. So, what brothers know to be true is being played out as true. That it don't matter what the fuck you got going on. If you got some dick, you got a woman. Done. 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 And what was that movie Gabrielle Union was in where she wanted a certain brother and she didn't want the brother trying to come to her and thinking that just his penis would get him to her and this and the third. So there's all that dynamic at play here because this was the perfect dude by her own testimony. She's saying this. But the penis wasn't there. And like I say, I could have joined the laughs of everybody else, but I'm above that. Because to me, the first thing in my mind was, wait a minute, whoa, bitch, whoa. So your ass, who I was almost about to think was a decent sister, you're telling me your bitch ass is the saboteurs of our community. Because that was the dude. Now, I got to deal with you going and being with fucking Ray Ray, who don't got shit going on but sex. and you putting up with that shit? And I'm supposed to call you strong? No, I call you desperate. Huh? But I also call you a saboteur and a selfish bitch who's not aware of herself or her ancestors or the future of our people or the legacy of our people. Because women and men should be making choices that satisfy the legacy of our people, not your own ass. We don't have the right, we don't get the luxury of living as individuals, everybody. We don't get that. Okay? That was taken away from us. I tell you, we don't get to live on this earth like anybody else on earth. We don't get a chance to have any other experience or relationship to anything else on the earth like anybody fucking else. Because we're having a completely different experience than everybody else. Okay, sorry about that, y'all. I subconsciously started dialing and making a phone call. Anyway, my deepest apologies. Anyway, and it was also a good opportunity for me to check the sound and stuff on this video because I need to know how satisfied or unsatisfied I am with this. I'm not loving it, but I'm gonna press on. Anyway, so we have to be, but it's a whole pathology because it goes back to the video that I did called Black Men Need to Choose the Option of Being Single. I lay out in that whole piece how we have to differently groom our men, how that by default affects our women in their grooming, so that you have a man and a woman coming together at some point later in life for the purpose of marriage. All this dating shit is out. We're over that. It goes to that. It goes to how, so that when we're creating men, then women will know men when they see them, etc., etc. It gets long. It gets long. But what I'm trying to say is, here you had this sister who, whatever her sense of standards are or understanding what a man is and all those things, or what a man is supposed to be. Wait, this is just off, y'all. Hold up. Whatever her knowledge, or correct or incorrect, she had already said out of her mouth, this was the perfect dude. She had told her mother, he is the one, etc. You understand? So, when she chooses now to tie my point together, we can't have the same experience as everybody else. We have to be making choices for the culture. So even that sister going out with that dude, even though the penis ain't shit, she gonna have to deal with that for the culture. Because he's a good brother. By her own testimony. So that means take your bitch ass and be with him then. Or if you can't, then you're supposed to at least bring 3 other eligible sisters for him to pick from, and one of them will absolutely be with him. Because we can get rid of this whole, well, their father wasn't there. Do you understand that on the continent of Africa, they don't understand our babies out of wedlock bullshit? They don't understand this. They don't understand this. There's still standards in our people on the continent. You see? Still standards. So, this made me sick because, as I said, it suggested to me, it's not suggest, it tells me that she and probably me, and I want to know how many other sisters, I'm willing to assign a number, but I'm going to hold that number for a minute. A percentage. Our women are going out there picking only dicks. That's it. If you happen to have everything else, they cool. Happen. So it's exactly backwards. Not, they're looking for everything else. And, oh, the penis is good. No, it's penis first. This is a problem. This is a problem. This is a problem. And it caused me to look, you know, I can't even drive down the street now without looking around and trifling teenagers, young people, babies, whatever. Sisters with one stroller and shit, no dude. And going, dude, was she just picking the dick or was she picking, like, you see? This makes me sick and it should make you sick. I hope you're being affected by this, especially if you're a black female. You understand? And you need to check your own ass and say, am I picking the penis or am I picking the man? Do I know what a man is? Do I know when he walks up to me and speaks to me? Or is it just anybody that's not a female? This is concerning. This is a problem, everybody. Here's what I spoke. Because I would just speak the idea, like speak on whatever inspiration would come to me. And so for this one I said, there can be no black fathers without black mothers. We have to start, and I just said this all in one clip. We have to start holding black women accountable for these men who don't stick around because they're making shitty choices in the selection process. And a lot of that is predicated on the penis. This will be a video, because I was letting myself know it'll be a video. This will be a video, and it is a way for me to also talk about does size matter? Excellent idea. All praise and knowledge is with and for and from Allah. So I just said that and then put my phone down. Like whenever I do that, then that make sure you mention that, you know. So I'm saying this now, like, and this was a good looking sister too, by the way. You know, I'm not gonna try and take her down like, well, she like shit, no way, and you know, like, no, I'm not gonna do that. Like, that's petty, and it's not true. Most importantly, it's not the truth. And so now, if that brother runs off and gets him a white heifer, can I really call that? He had a beautiful sister. His head on right. He's got everything that we want our girls and our sisters, like literally your blood sisters and your mom and them and everybody else to have. This brother was that. Educated, all that. Now, if we see him with Melissa's white ass, what can we say to him? Not what could we, what can we say to him? Nothing. And it makes me wonder then, by extension, how many of our brothers out there dating these white heifers are only doing it because they know that they don't match up in penis size. And they just know that that's not going to be well received, you know, in the black community. You know, as I say, I before I even get to my sisters, you know, having dealt with enough females in my life, I don't have nothing to worry about. But what if I didn't have it? You know, and I've heard enough from my girlfriends and my sisters and other women to being in the salon or wherever you at, the black women are at. And you hear enough, you know, a black penis, a small penis is not going over well in the black community. It's not going over well. Now, in my hearings, I don't really remember them really talking about the brother's sizes so much. I've heard him say, girl, what he wasn't big or he was too, you know. I think I've heard that, but I also more remember hearing he couldn't work it. You know, like he wasn't satisfying, you know. I even feel like I've heard some females say he didn't know what to do with it, you know, type thing. I don't know what that really means. Did he have a whole lot, but he didn't know how to do it? I don't know, man. You know, for me, a little off subject, but not so much. You know, I'm a lover, and so I think as a male, when you're, and this should be specific to men, you know, if you, like, you don't have sex, you make love. You make love. What that means is it's an extension of that whole list of shit I'm always talking about. I tell you, love is not a fucking word. And it's not even love. If we could call it anything. Doesn't even matter what we call it. But it's a whole 68 pages of shit. This is an expression of that when you are physically intimate now. And if you are a brother under the sound of my voice, you should know, if you don't already know, that to be the most bomb-ass dude in bed is you must not be concerned about your own pleasure. Period. And there has to be communication during the act. If I'm doing this, I need you to tell me that's good, and do that. Do that. Give me something. Let me know I'm killing it now. You see? Communicate. Till I know your rhythm, then I know what you like. I got you. And then some things I'm coming with my own experience. I know. I'm about to blow your mind because I know this is going to be good for you, and that's going to be good, and you're going to like that. And just then, wait till I do this. You see? But maybe that's what they meant when they were like, he didn't know how to work it. Then communicate with the brother. You know, whatever. But that to me is all like the sideshow shit. To me, the most important thing in this plate is the very fact that these women are putting so much weight. And like I say, all the women that were in the studio with her and the women that were calling in, they were putting so much, this was the la pièce de résistance, you know, like this must be it, you know. I'm going to give a little bit back to my sisters on this, but not much to your ass on this. But just a little bit. Just to say that I have said, and I will say it because it's the truth, that black women are not physically built the way other women are built. They're not. So that's why God has made us black men a certain way. You understand? When we see horses mate, that's a horse. But you would not see that horse up on like a kitty cat, you know, or like a mercat or something. You see what I'm saying? That horse, that female horse, is designed to take that horse. That's why I always come back to one of my things that I preach all the time, that we're not the same. Stop buying into this shit that white people are preaching, that we're all the same. They're just trying to lap onto some shit that actually has any substance, because theirs doesn't. Fuck them. I'm talking about us, real people, the first people. You understand? So I understand, and that's why I've said, like, even, you know, a brother who's with a white woman can't be fulfilled even if he's with a white woman. You're not going to be fulfilled unless you're with a black woman. Because even not just in intimacy, but the whole, because intimacy is a whole expression of how I feel about you. It's everything about you now. And we're just expressing it now physically. It's everything. And our history and our ancestry has to play in that. I'm not feeling the same way on top of some white heifer. I can't. I just can't. I don't expect a horse to feel the same way when he is sniffing to see if that's the horse he's supposed to jump up on. If he's sniffing something's not a horse, he's just not gonna mate. He's gonna say, nope, that ain't it. I can't. Bring me a female horse, I'll do that. No, well, roll in the giraffe, maybe he'll do that. Nope. You see, not just the horse, but no other animal. Nothing in nature. Nothing. See? So the way she told it, it wasn't just like he couldn't work. It was just like like she was calling it a lip gloss, a Sharpie. She was calling it all these metaphorical things, and she was not that joking about it. So whatever happened, this was some kind of an aberration, but that was also her own test, I suggest to you, from the universe, because I know how the divine tests. And if I could get to talk to that sister a little deeper, she probably has had a lot of dating history. She is somewhat serious about that one guy, and she blew it. It's going to be a long time, if ever she gets another man. And if she does, he will only have a big dick, and that's it. Won't be shit else, and she'll be the most frustrated bitch on fucking earth. Why do I know this? Because I always tell you, with the universe, God taught me. God teaches us. We're His creatures, everybody. God teaches us. You see? You just got to decide if you're a student that's listening or not. I'm listening and paying attention. And so, that's why I've said to you many times, I don't pass a copper penny and not pick it up and say, Alhamdulillah, Alhamdulillah, Allahu Akbar, Subhanallah. Something. Giving glory to God for this one copper penny. Because if you don't pick up the copper penny, you don't get the $20 bill, the $5 bill. You're not getting it. You're not getting it. You're not. And so, here, this man had been sent to her, and she couldn't see it. And she completely got rid of him. Completely. Based on penis size. Now, let me speak as a brother. You know, like I think brothers, fathers, uncles, if we have nieces or baby sisters or any of that stuff, whether we say it out loud or not, we want them to have a brother that looks nice, because we know if he busted or not. Want to look nice and be good to her. We hope we get along with him too, but if we don't, it's not the most important thing. As long as she's reporting he's good to me and we could see it, we good, you see. And so with that, you would hope that he's also a good lover, you know, especially if you're an uncle or father or brother who is a good lover and has had that experience and knows that world and knows that maybe she doesn't or whatever, but whatever, you want her to be able to be fulfilled in that too, you know. At least I do. And so I say that our women have more of a guarantee than any other culture. That's the fact. When you hear these brothers on TV talking about, well, the myth isn't true, and it's not a myth. Just because your bitch ass didn't get the gift, that don't mean it's a myth, bruh. Sorry. You see? But that's always that, you know, that's just a little dick motherfucker up there trying to visit his own shortcomings on the rest of the fucking culture. I'm so sorry. Like I said, when you hear those stories from women, it's far and few in between. You almost have to listen because you can't believe it. You know. So I think that, you know, our women usually don't have to check that. It's pretty much a given. Like so it's a million things I don't have to check out on a black woman. I just expect it to be in place. 'Cause she's a sister. It's just certain things that are going to be because of who she is. That's it. I don't need this. I know it. So I think that just last thing I want to say about is to say that, because I'm going to move on to other stuff that I want to talk about, is that, like I say, I think just to finalize it, just to say that do try and find the video if you can. Like I say, it's called Does Size Matter? V103 situation something. Wanda, type that in, and you should maybe get a thumbnail with a sister, and it should say it and see if that's it. But last two things about it is what I've said already, and that is A, how much of our culture is fucked up based on this? How long have our women been doing this shit? What's the percentage? I say it's probably 80% are picking the penis and not the man first. I know I have been on the receiving end of sisters telling me and making comments, oh girl, you know he know how to F, because, especially when I was dancing, like girls will see me and that's it. Like, that's it. But I'm saying, I've heard that directed at me. I've heard it said about brothers. Girl, you know he know how to do it. You know he gotta be one. You know. I'm not saying a woman shouldn't have some kind of a desire factor when it comes to that. But I think that to shut this particular brother down, I don't know him, I never saw him. I'm just saying, this is all her testimony. If he was that, then she had an obligation to either work through that, or to, because I mean, if he's got his life together, then down the road, if he probably got the money now, then you can get penis enlargement or some shit. I mean, there's ways the sister's gonna work through it, or go bring 3 other sisters and say, well, girl, I don't want them, but one of y'all need to, you know, or something. So, how many of y'all are? I say 80% of our women are fucking up our culture with that shit, and that has a hand in hand to the my father wasn't there. Because your mama only picked a dick. She didn't pick nobody with substance. She picked a penis. That's all. That's it. That's the percentage I'm giving. I wonder how many of y'all will admit to that shit. And secondly, like I say, this one heifer, if she gets a man, it will the only thing he will have is a penis, and everything else about him is going to be bullshit. And every dude she's trying to find now, she's going to be trying to find that dude that she declared was the perfect dude. She's going to be trying to find him the rest of her life, but she's going to be checking the penis. You see? And she's never going to find that dude. She's going to find a lot of penises, but she ain't going to find that dude. Won't find it. Won't find it. She just closed herself out from the gift. Do you understand? I know how the universe works. God has taught me. It's only why I'm telling it to you. Now, I also want to see I want to talk about Tiffany Haddish. Like I said, some of this stuff is probably going to be old. I don't give a damn. Everybody, I'm speaking now. It's the Jedi speaking. So I'm not really concerned about time and when shit happened. I don't care about that. That means nothing to me. I'm on Earth. I'm speaking about this right now, me. I saw the painful video of her stand-up act. Her show where she forgot her lines and her jokes and just blanked, you know. And it was like, do anybody have any questions? I was trying to talk to and people were walking out. Listen, that's still my girl. But it's a couple things I want to qualify that. But I want to say this too. You know, I've said to you many times, I've been on more stages than I can remember, and I've gotten out of more limousines than I can count. And I can absolutely remember times when the show's about to start, especially if I'm singing, and I've been right at the music, you know, it's going to be like, you know, the intro to the music, and then there's usually a musical downbeat for the vocalist, you know, that cue that now I'm singing, you know, and I have no idea what the opening lyric is. Have sang it a million times, no idea what the lyric is. No, I don't know it. What's the lyric? What's the lyric? What's the lyric? And you're in panic mode. Luckily, it has come to me. But I've also had situations where I'm in the middle of a performance and I forget the lyric. I don't sing no song I don't know like my name. I'm trying to tell you, even for something like that, it can still happen. I don't know what that is. You know, if you're somebody who's never done serious performing or serious entertaining, you've never been on stage, you don't really understand. The stage is a different place. It's a different place for the performer. And even if you're sitting live right there front row watching, it's a different experience up here than it is down there. There's an energy on stages that is, it's a place. It's a place. You understand? It's a place. It's a place. I don't know how to really describe it. It's not like, it's different. It's different. The energy in that area is different. It has its own rules and everything else is going on. Anyway, so I know how that can happen. You know, I felt terrible for her now, but it was revealing because I seen whole videos of, you know, brothers want to tear her down, and one brother saying she don't look like a damn no way with that mole on her face. Excuse me, Tiffany Haddish. I don't give a fuck who you are. By any standard, Tiffany Haddish is a very good looking sister. Period. In the hood, Tiffany is a dime piece. Period. All day. All day. What's not good looking about her? What's not good looking about her? There's nothing not good looking about that sister. And she has a fantastic figure too. Done. End of argument. The defense rests. But what I'm trying to say is, but they was coming in and they was like, you know, she's overrated. I told y'all she was overrated. Well, I will tell you this. Since you last saw me, I saw Girls Trip. I hadn't seen it. I feel like it was on one of these free weekends from DirecTV or somebody, or it was on regular TV. I don't know. I seen Girls Trip. Like, I didn't go to the movie. I just recently saw it. Overrated. And I always know that the movies are like that. Like, even Black Panther wasn't all of that. It was just what I thought it was. And I never got to see it. I only saw it recently too. And but I know already. When all the hype is there, don't go see that. I would do a video about it. We'll talk about the significance of it or any principled issues about it. But I don't need to rush out and see it. I don't need to. I don't need to. Girls Trip did not deliver. I'm one of the silliest people you will ever meet in your life. I'm promising you. And I'm very funny. Like, I crack my own self up. Like, when I used to do those show reviews, especially, you guys have seen this now. When I used to do those show reviews, haves and have-nots, if loving you is wrong, all that stuff is right off of the top. Like everything else that I do in life. Or any other video that I do. It's coming right then and there. All the shit I made up, that stuff, I would just make it up as I'm speaking it to you. It just comes, it just would be there. I'm funny, but I also am silly, and I love silliness and funny stuff. It wasn't funny. It wasn't funny. Girls Trip was not funny to me. Now, that still don't mean I have no dislike for Tiffany or any of the other girls. Queen Latifah and all them. I like all of them. I'm just here to say the movie wasn't, it just didn't, I wasn't impressed. Nothing to it. Now, the black African soul of me says, I'm still glad they hyped it. Yeah, make them think it's all that so they go spend that coin. That's what I'm saying. Not us. Other folks. You know, and then wishing we owned the fucking studio that produced it and all that, but that's a whole nother. I'm just saying. Yeah, hype it up to the fullest. Make it seem like it's the greatest thing that ever happened, and then they get there and then they will force themselves to believe that it was all that when they walk out of the theater, and it really wasn't, you know. Because it really wasn't all that for me at all. There was, and then, you know, it was like, and Tiffany killed it. Listen, I'll tell you when Tiffany came onto my radar. Tiffany Haddish came onto my radar back when Bill Bellamy was doing Who's Got Jokes. That's when I seen her, and she killed me dead. So when she shows up on If Loving You Is Wrong as Jackie's friend, or as Jackie, what's her name's friend, I was like, that's Tiffany Haddish. I know her. Like, oh my, I was happy for her. Like, she's, you know, but That's when I knew who she was, and she's funny. So even when Cat Williams talking about, she don't have no jokes that you remember and all that stuff, that's not true. Because I only knew her from stand up. All this other stuff has been after the fact. When she was on Arsenio and she do the they do this little skit. I think it was Arsenio. They show this thing where it's the white dude and it's supposed to be his black wife, and she's directing him around like a sister, but he's like, then I recognized that was her, and just all this other stuff, has been like, oh, and then the girl trip came in, oh my God, and it's the whole Tiffany Haddish thing. But here's what I don't like about her whole thing, and this isn't even against her, it's against maybe the ignorance, the lack of vision of the people around her, and whatever. But white folks, even Michelle Obama said this, everybody, recently. You have to go and binge on stuff. Watch every interview she does, and anyways. But I say this, we all say this, well, many of us say this, but even Michelle Obama, when she was doing the book, when she was doing an interview with Robin Roberts, and she said, one of the reasons why she wasn't really all that sweet on Barack when she first had met him is because white folks was crazy about him. Michelle Obama said that. Now, that's immediately relatable to us, and that applies here. Because anytime they're fawning over anything, we need to step the fuck back and look at it and them. You understand? And it really needs to be our policy. If they like it, we fucking hate it. Oh, I love this. Oh, they like it? God damn it, it's the worst thing that ever happened on fucking earth. I hate it. You see? That almost needs to be our attitude, because we are allowing then what we see as a constant pathology to play out. In this case, it's all, oh, it's Tiffany's story, and oh, Tiffany, and she grew up and she took care of her mom and her brothers and sisters. Well, we know, I'm from Southside Chicago. I know at least 20 people like that, who that is their fucking story, and they're not famous. You understand me? And it would be enough that she's just an African female that is rose to any prominence in this asshole of the devil. That alone is worthy of the ball and to be celebrated. This is the pièce de résistance, you see? Not that, oh my God, her struggle, and oh my God, as if there was no other struggle. Like, this was what makes her struggle unique, is the fact she had to take care of her brothers and sisters. Not that she was an African sister growing up in this asshole of the devil. You understand what I'm saying? How it's easy to get lost in the sauce, and you forget all the parameters and the whole picture, what you're dealing with. You see? So she's been on Dr. Oz, and she's on Jimmy Fallon, and she's on Jimmy this, and she's on, and she's on. And I love it. And I'm like, go and run and get your coin, my sister. And everything that leaks out lets me know she's doing what I would be doing. She's doing the right thing. That dream that you have. If I ever got money, I would do X, Y, and Z. And she's doing it. She's helping her grandmother. She's helping her mother. She's helping her brothers and sisters. She's doing the thing. And I love that so much. That's the only reason to have money and to be famous, or to have any resource, so I love that so much. But I do feel like they're overhyping her, and it's almost setting a bar, like, where does she go from here? Most comics have some ridiculous story, because that's not an easy thing to succeed at. You're probably more likely to be a fucking NFL star or NBA star than a successful comic, and people know your name in your movies, and you're on television, and people know you, you're in a household, and you could write a book because people know you. The odds are pretty slim, And so, but I ride with her. It was a disaster, but I understand how it can happen. I absolutely understand how it can happen. I understand how it can happen. And I think that we should be very quick to chastise any of those that we see online who will be trying to tear her down as if she's not talented, if she doesn't have anything going on at all. she has paid her dues. And usually by the time, even a Kevin Hart, I said this in my Kevin Hart video, but any of these comics, by the time you know them, they've paid in their dues of trying to get there. All kinds of after hours clubs, and you don't know if you're going to get on stage that night, and the crowd ain't with you, and it's 3 people in the audience, and all. They've been through it. That's why a lot of comics are tragic, because they've used all of their energy and their survival to get here now. I'm here. Wait, I gotta try and stay here, because they don't want to go back to that. You've tasted the light of success now. I can't go back. And then that plays its own, dances in your psyche and all the bullshit. So let's get off Tiffany Haddish, all right? She will come back and she'll be amazing, I found out, because I tell you guys, I have a sixth sense, I'm clairvoyant, and I feel energy. All the years that I've known that Erykah Badu existed on the earth, I've never seen an interview of her. Never took the time to watch or seek out an interview of her. Well, I did. The universe said, you need to go and find out Erykah Badu. And I couldn't stop watching. I was clicking everything I could find on her. And I think it was the first one. But I was feeling a lot of energy echo back to me that was my own. I'm like, wait, Erykah, what? This is what really made me do it. When she said, I'm friends with all of my exes. We're great friends. I was like, white bitch, when is Erykah Badu's birthday? She's my Pisces sister. Her birthday is the day after mine and the same day as my niece. Why this matters is because the energy that I was feeling from her, but that was like, when she said that, I was done. Because I've said to you guys, especially y'all that have been with me, y'all have to just testify. I can show you pictures and video now where I'm in a room and I'm with my current, and there's like 6 exes there, and there's no issue. Everybody's girlfriend, everybody trying to holler. It's all good because of who I am and the energy that I put out. I run this. You understand? I'm responsible for the energy that I put out and that I bring to any space. So you wouldn't be mine if you couldn't be an ex. Can't happen. And I don't want you to want me unless I know how to be an ex. If it came to that. You see what I'm saying? So when she said that, I was like, when it's Erykah Badu's birthday, she's got to be a Pisces. Because I was getting so much of energy from her that was the same as mine. So I want to share that. I did several videos on Michelle Obama. Y'all know I love Michelle Obama. I love any excuse to talk about her or to see her or anything Michelle Obama. I love her so much. And something I didn't say in my videos that I did on her, whenever the most recent Michelle Obama videos I did. Do you understand? Because this, and why would I? Because it's only come to my revelation over the last weeks when it dawned on me. Michelle Obama's on this big book tour for her book, but what they aren't highlighting is the fact that she is not in like Barnes and Noble, everybody. She's not at the fucking dean's office on campus or some bullshit. She's in stadiums, bitches. Stadiums. I call my nephew up. I go, I need you to understand this. Michelle Obama's on the book. Yeah, I know, I heard about it. I was like, but I need you to understand, especially in your lifetime. You're a teenager. A word I can't say without drinking something cold. I hate teenagers. Ugh. Ugh. Okay, young people. We'll use that word. Anyways, I said because so much extraordinary shit nowadays seems like it's normal to you and your generation. I need you to understand this is not normal. I said this to the prince. I said, do you understand, Nasir, that people don't just show up in a stadium? That means there's people there that are there that when they got their ticket, they knew they were going to be in the nosebleed seats. That even if it's Michael Jackson on stage and he blows something up, you're probably not even going to feel the concussion of it. They're in those seats to watch you come on stage to talk about your book. This has never happened. Huh? Oprah had a book club. And she had these big theaters that we saw her in to do her her Instagram or whatever the fuck she had. All these people and they would talk about a book. I don't know what the fuck it was. All right, whatever. Could Oprah do stadiums? Oprah could probably do stadiums. We would almost expect it. Oprah didn't sell the stadium. And by the way, this is a worldwide tour. It's an international book tour that Michelle Obama is on. I need us to be clear about the history that this woman is making with just, before they even buy the book, or whether they bought it or not. People are buying tickets. She's selling out stadiums that you go to see Beyonce at, that you go to see Michael Jackson in, or Madonna or somebody. Do you understand? 20,000 people there to hear you talk about a book. We can't let that be lost on our kids. You understand? Because just like they always trying to add that one of shit to Michael Jackson, which he's the greatest entertainer the world has ever seen in the history of mankind, and the most famous human being ever known to humankind, civilization at all, period. Nobody more famous ever came to earth than Michael Jackson. Nobody. No human being that, hear this, since God put man on earth, there's no other human being who has ever lived who could make the claim that Michael Jackson only can make. And the title that belongs only to him. The most famous human that ever lived. Period. Now, so my point to that is, so then with Michelle Obama, Michelle Obama's on her book tour, and but they white ass don't ever say it. But if it was any bitch white, the whole thing would be sells out stadiums. This whirlwind book tour where you're selling out stadiums. I can already hear their white language now because I speak white devil. You understand? So make sure your children know that she's selling out stadiums. The same shit Beyonce would sell out to talk about her book. I love it. I love it. What else? Yeah, damn it. And I spoke that book tour as far as the venues and the number of the books sold. And she's breaking records with the book sales. And point out how the white media is playing this down as if it's not happening, and you're outraged over the fact that it is some white bullshit that so let's see. This is random as hell, but I told you I got shit I want to talk about. Was watching yet another one of these latest, last days of Michael Jackson. And I wish I had, whatever. Anyway, I didn't, and so I don't have it. But I just will say that, I wish I could share it with you because it wasn't just the deception. It was the ultimate example of mixing lies with the truth and then leaving people with that, But Michael did have vitiligo. It was forensic files. That's what it was. It was forensic files or autopsy. And this dude was going over the autopsy of Michael Jackson as an expert and all the shit. And indeed, it showed, which weird, Michael had vitiligo. Damn it. But then they went on to say, but he was still using bleaching cream. Well, if you look up this cream, it's called Benoquin. B as in boy, E-N-O-Q-U-I-N, Benoquin. If you read its description and its implications for use, if you got a vitiligus was the word, spot or area, so that then it stops the area outside of that from either being vitiligus or from producing melanin, because you can't repigment with melanin. We don't have that. If you don't have it, your body stops producing, you just don't have it now. You don't. So this cream, Benoquin, is what they would be rubbing all over him, and, you know, and that helped to even out his skin tone as well as the makeup and all that. All right. But I'm sure later it was just the cream, because I saw Michael 3 times and he's sweating the whole time. I've worn makeup. I've impersonated him even. So I know what makeup can do and how it can respond when you're sweating and all that stuff. So, this is a man that was on stage for 2.5 hours, giving you every single fiber and every neuron of energy that he possessed in his body. And, you know, he does, at some point before he does, Shake Your Body Down, he, maybe dirty. I don't know. He rips the shirt. Anyway, so all this is open. He's got on the sequence sweater, or I call it a sweater, and this is all open. I don't know what's going to happen, you know. And all this up, you know, and he's doing that. He's for the last 30 minutes of the show. He's just, I don't know, you know. There's no makeup. Like, you know what? Just sweaty skin looks like, you know. So, bottom line is, it goes back to the 2.5 hours on stage. Michael couldn't have done that. They did makeup and all that stuff at first, you know, but it was a lot, because you are dealing with somebody with serious vitiligo. You know, we've all seen the model with the big thing around here and all that. So somebody like Michael, that at the time that he was rising to his ascension, and we seen him at his zenith, you know, that just wouldn't have been. He wouldn't have been able to do that. It would have stunted his career. Your black ass would have been ignorant about it, and white folks would have used it as a reason why he's not quite the best or something, or it just would have been like he did what needed to be done. You understand? And I can't really attest to, as I've said many times, I'm be over this. I can't attest to what happened in the later days, but I saw Michael Jackson at his zenith when he was, I call it beige Michael, during the Bad tour and all that stuff. He was the most beautiful human being you would physically witness with your eyes. He was beautiful. My God. I saw Michael. I don't care what he did. He looked fantastic. You came to that realization when you saw him in person, when you laid your eyes upon the man. He was beautiful. Wow. And once again, a black man showing, if you're going to have vitiligo, this is how you do it. Wow. Okay, so that's what I want to say about that now. Grudge, because somebody said something. I don't know. And again, it's one of the things that I was talking about earlier in the video. How you have a new way of thinking of something, or a new way of expressing something. This is one of those moments, because I'm someone who closes people out. Done. One of my Muslim brothers was talking about this the other day, and we're talking about loyalty and all that stuff, and I was saying how I'm someone who's fiercely loyal, and I demand it from anyone who's around me. Like people who are in my space, I get exactly what I need from them, or they can't be around me, but they get exactly the same thing from me. Fierce loyalty and devotion to you. Period. Period. So, if you are on the receiving end of my wrath where I disassociate, that's because you have shown yourself you're not worthy of my energy, because I respect me and I like me a lot. I'm not taking myself like I'm some, insignificant thing. I'm important to me. And you should be so honored and so lucky to be in my presence or in my space, or certainly I've taken you as a friend or a confidant or anything. And when you show yourself unworthy or unappreciative of that, I must get rid of you completely, because you're a waste of time on the earth. If I was going to live forever, maybe I'd have a different way of operating, but I'm not. Therefore, you must go, because I don't know how much life I have left to live, and so you can't be a part of that. Now, when you do that, and for the right reasons, not because you're petty, but because you're principled, and people don't understand that because most people are not principled, they see you holding grudges. You need to let go. You should apologize. You should forgive. You should call them and say, no, fuck you and the bitch that gave birth to you and that idea. I don't got shit to do. But the beauty of this story is I've always known I didn't have shit else to do. And I didn't care what nobody else was telling me. Never gave a damn. When I know it's righteous, I don't got shit else I gotta do. That's it. I'm done. You see? But this thought gave me something to give them. Those ones who would say that. Because they're expressing two things. Ignorance, lack of vision and understanding, and principle. And they're telling on themselves. They're telling me I would be that person who would go against you. And I would want you to make it right. You see? What did the inspiration say? Talk about what a grudge really is. The only people that bitch about grudges or tell you you shouldn't hold a grudge are people who have transgressed against someone. This is what I spoke. When the idea came, I go, grudges. Talk about grudges. Grudges are people who are bullshit. That's how this came to be. I'm just reading it to you now. Is only people that bullshit about, that bitch about grudges are people that who have transgressed against someone and they don't want to do the work to earn that person's grace again. It's also projection, because they are articulating that they would not want to have to do the work if they were the person who now needed to earn grace, even if they were speaking about someone else before that. I'll break that down for you. They're telling you it's between you and somebody else. You say, I don't speak to so-and-so. I don't talk to them. Oh, but that's your family. You should tell me, or whoever it is, In my case, it's always, that's your family. That's your family. Well, go tell them that. I'm good. You go tell them that. Why are you over here with me? And there's more of them than me. Go tell, and I'm the baby. Go tell them that. Go tell them. And then get back to me. You see? They never go to the transgressor because they've not experienced whatever you're experiencing, whether it's pain or not. And it can be pain. But they've not experienced it, and/or, stay with me, they have or are currently transgressors in somebody else's life, and they don't want to earn the right. They feel like those people need to come to them. The ones that they've wronged need to come to them. The wronged one should be the one to forgive. It's like in this society, fuck white people and all the shit they stand for. We don't have any work to do. I tell my people this all the time. We don't have a fucking thing to do. We don't have shit to do. We don't have to justify any race cards because the entire fucking deck is racist. You see what I'm saying? The only thing that comes out of that bitch is race. Huh? It's the only thing that comes out of it. We don't got a damn thing to do. We are the victims not because we say we are, but because they made us that. We don't got a fucking thing to do. We don't have to get along with their ass. We don't have to like them. We don't have to fucking do anything. Not a fucking thing. Not a fucking thing. You understand? Once you've transgressed against anyone, a group or an individual, you have now taken away your any eligibility you would have to dictate grace. Understand me? You don't dictate grace. Only thing you can do is come and beg on your pathetic knees to me, please forgive me and take me back upon your grace again because you are so worthy and I can't live my life without you. That would work for me. You see? So when somebody says you hold grudges, you tell them, no, I don't hold grudges. It's important to me that once I've shut you out, I don't just open the door again. They don't lock you out of the bank at 5 and go, oh, now they're away from the door. Quick, unlock the door, Bob, for the rest of the night. No, the bitch is locked until the next morning. You're not getting in. You see? So you have to wait until opening hours. So it's the same thing with this. Somebody's telling you you're holding grudges. I don't hold grudges. I simply let people go. And I'm mindful of what they've done to me so that I don't mistakenly, in a drunken haze, take them back into my life in any type of way, let them pass my velvet rope. No, bitch, I know why I hate your ass, and I remember why I hate you. Yes. I don't need to apologize for that. You see, if you want me to change, then you need to come begging on your knees, groveling to me, begging me to change my mind about you. And what makes the longevity of the so-called grudge is that those people who wrong you never approach you and say, I want to atone for the shit that I have done to you. Because that's what you're really waiting on. That's what you're really waiting on. Because that will end it on both sides. Either they will come and you will accept, or they will come and you will reject and say, get the fuck out my face. Then it will be over for them and for you. It's just that you're done and they still have the energy because they still want or need you or desire you in some kind of way just because you're fantastic, maybe. Who knows? But so you're wrong for hating me for transgressing against you and not wanting to earn your grace. I'm over it. Yes, I hold fucking grudges till eternity, bitches. Understand that. All eternity. There was one other thing I wanted to talk about. So if you're a grudge holder, hold your fucking grudge. Hold your position. As long as it's in righteousness. Don't be petty. Okay. Let's be based in righteousness. I saw this on The View. And by the way, can I just say, I hate Whoopi Goldberg with everything that can be on earth. I can't. I cannot stand her. And I hate her more and more every day that I see her. I can't with her. But two things. They played a video. I guess this has happened recently. I don't know. Because I also haven't seen any news or stuff, you guys. I'm busy. But there was a sister in a McDonald's. I feel like it was a McDonald's. She worked there. White devil ass dude comes in. Whatever little altercation they had, he snatches her. She went to windmill on him. She didn't really get the windmill in, but she was decking the fuck out of him. They played the clip on The View. Dumbass Whoopi sits there and says, and makes a joke like, see, they didn't need her. That's to let men know that all the time you don't know who you messing with, looking over them fucking glasses and shit. But my mind is sitting there going, I see brothers behind her. Punk bitches. You understand? Like I say, I've said it a million times, I'll say it again. Black men and boys are nothing but bitches. Do you understand me? That's it. You ain't no man, you ain't no dude, you ain't shit. Cause I don't never see none of you acting the way that men and boys should conduct themselves. At fucking all. And you don't get the title without the work. But that's what my black eyes saw. You go, especially in this climate, where these fucking white ass fucking devils are calling the police on your goddamn people every day. You don't fucking take this opportunity. This motherfucking white devil is transgressing against your sister. This is your fucking open door to beat the fuck out of him. And you don't? So then Sunny Houston, my girl, gets to her. She says this. She goes, well, I was just concerned that there was guys standing back there and they didn't help her. Then the demon-ass devil, coon-ass bitch. No, but you know, she didn't need them. She didn't need them. Says the dumb audience. Because they're part of the dumbest fucking society that exists on earth in America. Dumbest people on earth are Americans. Dumbest fucking people on earth. Thank God I'm not a con man. Dumbest fucking people ever. It's right here in this country. American society. Dumbest. So they all laugh, of course. And there's probably an audience dude that, you know. And so Sunny just decided, she goes, well, you're probably right. Because I see her picking her battles now. Picking. You know. Picking. I don't like that. Because to me, because I may take no prisoners, kill everybody, burn the building, and sweep away the ashes type of dude. Like, fuck all that. And maybe she's just worn down too. You know, it's either I'll just give in or go hit the bitch. Maybe she just feels like that, you know. But it made me contemplate once again Whoopi's fake bitch ass. That bitch don't have a single Me Too story, I promise you. And hers would have been Me Too. Because you want to harass me, I want you to harass me so I can get a fucking part. Because no sister, I ain't gonna call her a sister, no bitch looking like that is going anywhere in this fucking society. Let us keep it 100. Maybe now, but certainly the years that she's come on, since she's been on the scene with her one-woman show and all of it, what are you doing, bitch? Goes back to Michelle Obama. If they love him, then I was not into Obama because white folks loved him. They was fawning over him too much. She's theirs. We ain't got a bitch amongst us named Whoopi Goldberg. We don't. You see? Karen Johnson, we do. But not a Whoopi Goldberg, bitch. We won't have that. You see what I'm saying? We got LaWanda, Keisha, we got a whole bunch of names. We ain't got Whoopi. But there she is, and you have to wonder, how does she get there in this society? How does she get there? Because when you really look over her career, she hasn't really done anything amazing. it was like, oh my God, like they have to do something else with her because she's so amazing. She has to do something else. She was up in that moment, you know. There was a one-woman show. I only knew about that because one of my sisters was so on it and watched it, or there was a videotape or something, and I saw it, and I don't remember if it was funny. I don't remember. I'm too many years removed from it. But there was that. And then she did some movies. But then how did you get those movies? Like suddenly Patrick Swayze can't do Ghost unless you're going to be a part of the film. But you're that. So again, you're not Michael Jackson or somebody. Like, you're this bitch, and you look like that. In this society that puts white bitches on everything. How did you get where you're at, bitch? How'd you get there? Why are you the lead bitch on The View right now? Why do you get to say when we're going to break? And cut people off? You see, my questions are rhetorical. I know the answer. But I'm I'm saying these out loud so that you go, I know, huh? Or whatever your reaction is going to be. She's hosted the Oscars more than anybody or some bullshit. She has the EGOT, the Emmy, the Grammy, the Tony, and the Grammy. How, bitch? What did you do? I can't with her, dude. Anyways, they played another clip. It was some wrestling, high school or college wrestling. And this kid had dreads. They claimed he was black. I always say, if I got to squint, I don't really know if he's black. And we got to start making them distinctions, and even more so nowadays. If I got to squint, I just can't see you as my own. I can't. There's a commercial on TV for Tide right now. Watch that commercial. It's supposed to be a brother, but he's squinty. And then the baby looks like a full white baby. And they play games with the lighting. It's a white baby, and now we don't know it's a white baby. It's a white baby, but it's definitely not a black baby, but we don't know. And then at one point they zoom in on the baby while the commercial's talking, and then you see the blue eyes of the baby, and then they have this blur moment, and then you see his eyes are clearly brown. That's a melanated person. Anyways, it's a whole fuck of the mind, I'm telling you. Anyways, this kid, the coach said, your dreads are distracting or some bullshit, and you have to cut them right now during the fucking match. And you have 90 seconds to tell us. Otherwise, you're not going to finish the match. That's when you come out the stands. I don't know if we even go to fucking wrestling tournaments. I don't know anybody that wrestles. I don't know any dudes that wrestle. I don't. I mean, you wrestle as kids. After that, to me, it's kind of gay. Quite frankly. Because what's the point of it? What's the point of it? What's the point of it? Like, there's other ways for you to show your strength over another human being, other than I can pin you. But why do I have to wear this little fucking tutu to do that? I can't. It's all very gay to me. And so, but still, on principle, if they claim he's black, that's one of the moments, y'all, where it's some shit we can't let go by. Like, there can't be no transgress of that. Like, in the hood, if you do certain things, you're going to get rolled on physically. There's not singing, chanting, and talking about the shit. There's going to be physical repercussions. And shit like this is the type of shit that we need to get to that reaction. Because that's the only reason why they continue to do the shit. To expect you to just play the video and not have shit to say, and it's not a problem, and I'm over it. You understand? Nah, I've dealt with anything in my life Nobody fucking comes against me because I shut you the fuck down. Period. I know how to deal with anybody that comes against me. I shut you down completely. I don't play footsies with fucking people. I don't need to. I don't need to. You learn very quickly with me. You don't start none, it won't be none. But you start some shit, it's going to be finished. Period. And you're not going to feel so nice after the fact. Done. Fires are meant to be put out, everybody. Huh? You're about a major fire. You go, well, when are they going to have the fire out? Huh? Not when are they going to just tamp it back and still let it burn, though. It should still be able to burn several thousand acres. They could just put, tamp it down. No, you want that fire put out. Extinguish the bitch. We got to get an extinction, an extinguishing type of attitude about us as a people. You understand what I'm telling you? The other motherfuckers step to you too many goddamn times. They keep on stepping. See, every civilization has dealt with people who have come against them. We're the only fucking people at any point in time in the history of mankind who has sat the fuck down and chanted and bitched about some shit. Instead of going and handling the very motherfuckers that are doing the shit to you. Go and handle the bitch. I just heard somebody saying something. It was DJ Envy. They were talking about something. And he said what I knew was when I was growing up. You come home and say it's a bully. Boom, they take you back up to the school and tell you you're going to fight them, and they stand there and make sure you don't get jumped. And that you fight the bully. We're not having this, you coming home with this and the third, and it's going to be a problem. No, you're going to go up there and handle that. They treat you right from the get. No, you're not going to be no punk. You're not going to be no bully either, but you're not going to let anybody walk over you. This is how we handle motherfuckers that step against us. We take you back up to the school, you beat the fuck out of them, and they don't fuck with you no more. Done. Anybody telling you anything else is your enemy. That's just the goddamn truth of it. I'm over it. I'm getting worked up. Anyway. So that's why I don't, y'all know the whole story. I'm going to explain. Anyway, I want to say in closing that, as far as my online presence, I use this marker of the start of a new number as just a I guess to repledge, just to do what I can. As I said last year, revolution and liberation is kind of, I can't really use my energy if I'm going to be alone. And I want to say something else. That just, alhamdulillah, because I saw something, I had seen it before, I'm sure. It was Tupac. We're so much alike, dude. Doesn't matter who he was to the public. The man he was, the human being he was, I hear my spirit in him completely. Completely. And it's so frustrating because you always hear me say, I don't hear my voice. I don't know anybody, there's nobody on earth that's, I hear my voice in him. I feel my spirit in him. And he was saying, and he said something, I said, I heard it before, I'm sure. But I heard it this time because it applied to me now. You know, the years that I was doing Revolution and Liberation, I was like, you know, and I'd be like, you know, can I get 10 brothers? Can I get 20 brothers? Can I get to step forward and can we just, and Tupac, I don't know if it was when he was in jail that he said this or he was in an interview, I don't know, if it's a jail interview, I don't know, somewhere he was speaking. And he's same thing. He said, I'm going to paraphrase because I will screw it up, but he was saying, when he realized his people standing around like, yeah, but when it's time to go get, they, you know, basically saying support wasn't there. Like, I'm the only one with the fire, you know. It's like we standing up saying, we're going to go in here and do such and such. Go ahead, you ready? Okay. And we get there and then they start flaking. Like, bitch, you flaking out. We're planning this. We about to, like, the, you know. So it's like that in a way, like, oh, you not ready, you know. Like, and that's the loneliness that I felt. I've articulated that to you many times over. I'm not going to rehash all the words because I've said it, you know. All the years when I started in 2014 through 2 channels shut down and all that, I could just be on this bitch making money and being stupid or some bullshit. That's not in my heart. It's never gonna be. I'd rather be frustrated and pissed off and turned off and just go the fuck away and be mad than give in to something that's not me. No. Because as I said, I only came to YouTube to find you. That's it. That's it. I'm not interested in social media. I'm not a social media person. I'm not, you know. This is where you at. This is where I can speak to you. So I came here to find you. So, but that's the shutdown that I went through. Y'all see me? You know? Just like, damn. I'm the only one with fight. I'm the only one ain't just talking about it. For what? You know? So it was just good to hear. I don't want to say good, but I don't have another word. It felt, I felt a certain type of way. I hate that phrase. But I just felt a certain type of way that to know that he had dealt with exactly that same frustration with our people. Exactly the same frustration. You know. The exact same frustration. Exact same shit. He wanted a movement. He wanted us to have our own shit. Just like I do. You know, and on and on and on, you know. But my people aren't ready. And I've given you the tools of why you're not. Because sometimes you don't know that the car won't start because your alternator is disconnected. And I go, look, your alternator. Go, oh, shit. Or your battery or the fucking fuel pump or some shit. Then I pointed out, you go, oh, okay. Then most people fix that so their car can run. I brought you and said, it's your character. Here's why you can't get it together. And I laid it out eloquently in video after video after video after video. Here's why you can't get it together. Here's why you're fucked up and why you can and you can and you can't and you haven't. I put your character in front of you. This is what must change. The difference in the fighter and the talker is the character. Character. And one of the many steel rods that runs through my spine is the character of non-fear. That's a character trait. You understand? So you don't have that. You march and protest. Where my energy goes through the window. See what I'm saying? No prisoners, burn the bitch and sweep the dust, whatever. You see? There's a difference in the warrior and the walker. The warrior and the talker. The doer and the dreamer. No fear. But you don't get that unless you know your creator. And as I've said, most of my people don't know the creator because they're under that Christian lie. Vomit is the only word for it. Because it sucked the life out of our people. The life. The life it has sucked out of our people. So we're not militant when we need to be. We're not violent when we need to be. There's a time when you need to be. You understand? Nobody disagrees with that. You know, that's why they have self-defense classes, for women and all the bullshit. Because they understand there's a time when you might need to be. See, nobody takes the class and go, oh, she's taking the class so she can go and take down her neighbors. No, she's taking a self-enable approach. She can take the bitch ass down. You see? So, but all the rules get changed, even self-defense and self-preservation and self-protection and self-worth and self-respect and all that shit when it comes to us. I never subscribe to that shit. That's what makes me dangerous. Always know that. So, going forward in this marker, I will continue. I'm just doing what I want now, you know. My main theme is giving you the tools to be able to come closer to the creator, to engage with the creator at all. Because most of my people are not engaged with your maker. You're just not. I don't care what white man tell you or what you think. I'm here to tell you the truth, and I don't care if you don't like it or not. I don't care about that. I don't care. It's going to be the truth, whether I say it or not. My responsibility is to tell it. So, to give you that opportunity, because I do understand absolutely that this life is not forever, that we all have an appointment with the grave, and all that means, you know. And so, I love my people enough and completely that would be of importance to me as well. I understand the suffering we're going through on earth. So I'm ahead of the game to say, well, I don't want my people to suffer after this. So what can I say to them that can help them to fix their own souls and to make it right with the one, that they may be worthy of his grace on the great day? You know, that's love. That's on that 68,000 page list of shit I talked about too. You know, so I will continue to do whatever I'm inspired to do. You know, I try and stay away from things that piss me off, because like I say, I'm a doer, not a talker. I'm happy to talk about it if we're going to do something. If we ain't going to do shit, I need to talk about it. You know, so I try and stay away from things that piss me off. Because it's not anger. It's not just anger for me. You know, it's rage and frustration, because it's like you got a rocket bolted to the pad. That pressure gets up to a certain amount, they blow those bolts so that whole thing can lift off the pad. It's too much energy. You gotta let it go. You have to let it go. I don't mean let it go. It must be released to exercise its potential and fruition. That's what I'm talking about. Not no weak shit. You understand? So I don't want to get my ass on the pad if we ain't gonna launch. But there are other ways that I have been finding different pieces and things that I just wait on the universe, you know. Whatever I think is going to be of any value to you, then that's what I bring. You know, if I have anything that that my specific talent will speak to that. You know, I'm not here to be a reciter or to be a part of any fucking group. You know, I am the Jedi, and I'm aware of my uniquities and gifts on the earth, and they are uniquely mine in everything that I do and express on the earth. So that would not change with anything I'm dealing with, including this. So if I have anything that I can bring, it is for the purpose of trying to serve you. You know, I'm not here for clicks and points and money and popularity and, you know, to have a hobby and to be seen and known and, ooh, and I'm not here for, I don't give a fuck about none of that. It's never mattered to me on the earth. One of my many gifts is I'm absolutely comfortable being unfucking popular. I'm cool with that. Like, I've always been good with that. It's never been important to me. I'm not that dude. I don't care. Because I understand the bigger picture, the bigger existence, the bigger. And usually when I speak, that's what I'm trying to do, is I'm trying to bring, what is the other picture to this? What's the other piece? What do you have to offer that's unique and different to this? What can you say on this, Jedi? You know, whatever. So I'll continue to do that. I also want to say this, that I wanted to also do this because, or not just this, but what I've been wanting also to do on-camera videos, because I want to shout out all the new subscribers to the channel. I don't even look at my subscriber count, you know. I only became aware of it because you guys know that after the last 2 channels got shut down, we had like 800 people over here, and I was just like over it. Maybe it might have even been less than that. I feel like it was less than that, but I'm going to say 800. I'm just going to say 800. And I was over it, you know. And then I couldn't get people to come over to Black Junction, and then I was kind of over Black Junction because you can't really get your shit to upload over there consistently. And then I was over it. And then, I don't know, one day I just noticed my subscriber count, and I was like, wow. And then every time I would see my email, so-and-so has subscribed, so-and-so has subscribed, so-and-so has subscribed. I'm like, fuck. So, I have said in many of my audio videos where I'm not on camera, you know, shouting out new subscribers and stuff like that. And I've been saying, you know, I want to come and do an on-camera video, but I also said that you can click on the icon of my channel. It'll take you to the main page of the channel. You can see everything I've ever done, you know. And I have many videos where I'm on camera, but if people don't know if you're not sophisticated enough on this platform to do that simple act, you shouldn't be on here. You see? But anyway, but even with those existing, I wanted to also be able to present an on-camera video of myself also so that people who are new to the channel can say, oh, there's a Jedi, that's him right now, blah, 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 whatever. And, they took away my live stream last year some fucking time. I don't know if, okay, whatever. Anyways. If that ever comes back, I'll do a live stream, you know. I'm not holding my breath. Like I say, I'm not controlled by YouTube or any white person on earth, period, the fucking end. And they only get their jollies when they think that it matters to you. Like, this shit does not fucking matter to me. You matter to me. That's it. You know, but this ain't the only fucking platform on the goddamn earth. You understand? It's not. And so, just like God led me to this, if it's not this, he'll lead me to something else, whatever it is, you know, whatever it is, you know. My job is to leave my soul in a place of eligibility to be led. That's it. That's it. And whatever God's will is will be done through me. If I'm supposed to play a role in it. You understand? So, and as I always say, I am the vessel, you know, so that you can't, what, as somebody said, there's a quote, I don't know who the fuck said it, because who cares? But, you can't kill an idea whose time has come, you know, or something like that. And it's kind of like that. It's in that same idea with me. Like, I'm the vessel. You can't shut me down. I'm still the Jedi, whether you see me or not. Because it was many years that you didn't know I existed. I didn't start doing YouTube videos until 2014. You didn't see me, but I existed. I've been out here. You understand? Doing my thing. And so you've known me since 2014. You know, I'm the vessel. I'm the intellectual property. I run this, not some bitch at fucking YouTube with a fucking algorithm, which is not an algorithm. They have a whole section, a whole complex that's just for fucking black people to keep an eye on our bitch ass on this bitch and any other social media on this motherfucker. They got one. Google has one. They all have one. Have I seen them? No. Have I been read about them? No. All I gotta do is be an African in this bitch and know they exist. Period. Know that. Know that. So, I do, every once again, I see people say, you know, Jedi, would you do something about such and such? You know, if you have something that you'd like me to speak on, or would like to know anything on, then you can present that to me. That doesn't mean I'll do it. If it's something that's just not, if it's sensationalism or something like that, if I don't have something, it's gotta be something, I have to feel it. I don't want you to be afraid to present it. We just have a mutual understanding. You don't be afraid to present it, and then don't be offended if I don't do it. Because it may not be that it's a bad idea, maybe you should present it to somebody else, who they're here for something else other than me, you know. Everything is not worthy for me to speak on. If that was the case, I would do a video every fucking day, you know. I always tell you, I try to speak when I'm inspired to speak, you know. And so even when I started speaking onto my phone, those things that I shared with you in this piece was just like, these are inspirations. So I should let me just at least note them. And there was many that I didn't until I realized you should note these. You should note this. Oh, such and such. When I speak it into my phone or whatever. A little memo piece, you know. When you yawn, that's usually the sign you should go. All right, I'm going. I am going. I'm hopefully going to be trying to, you know, give you guys as many, I'm not gonna say that. I've always been the same. I'm on camera as much as I think I need to be, you know. It's very simple. I don't need to be on camera unless, like, I've gone a long streak and it's just like, okay, you've only been on audio, Jedi. Fuck that. Like, do a video, you know. Then I do a video. That's one criterion. The other one is, I'm presenting information, like especially in this format with my webcam where I have like the split screen, I have videos or I have articles, something like that. Sometimes I like to be on those because it's more of a class for me. And I understand that visual, the information, and me. Because when we think back to school, we don't just think about the book we read, we think about the teacher being in the class also. So that's one of my communication styles. When it is necessary for that, whatever it is I'm communicating at that time, then I go, okay, this needs to be that. So then it will have more impact, you know. It just has more impact. It will stick more. But then, to that argument, there are other times when I go, you don't need to be on camera for this. This speaks for itself. Don't get in the way. Because some things or sometimes it's even like, you don't need to be on camera. Maybe I'm going to play a video, but I'm going to talk about it. The video is what is the star. So it's the information I'm bringing to you in that. I don't need you focusing on me or what I'm wearing or my lighting or anything at that time. It's just the information that we're covering. That's it. No need to be on camera. You know, something like this is just, you know, I don't have any videos to present to you. I don't have any articles I'm presenting. I came to speak to you. This is something that I do. This can only be me and just on camera. You know, like I could, you know, if you have something that you're communicating and it's not a particular piece of curriculum, then you need to be on camera, because I couldn't have done this video off camera. Think about this video. It would have just been like a radio show. And it's not. So it's like, what? Like, you could have been on camera for this. There's no article. There's no video. Why are you not, when I'm not on camera, and I can say for all my audio stuff, it's always a video or an article that I'm presenting, So, or those times when I presented pictures to you guys, I'm trying to share something or something like that. It has to be something. It's not just like a blank screen. I'm just talking to you like I'm over it, So I'm not a self-aggrandizing person. And I just, I'm on camera when I think I need to be. I don't have any aversion to it. It's just, it goes, again, everything goes to the reason why I'm here, why you even seeing me right now. I'm not the, hey guys, YouTuber. I'm not that dude. And every clip is so, all that bullshit. I'm not here for that. I'm not here for that. I'm not here for that. And they have enough of that. You understand? I'm not it. I'm not it. So, that's what I wanted to say to you. Man, I wish I could have done some shout outs. I'm not going to do it, but you guys, especially those you guys who know, and y'all know, I'm not going to get into it. I'll be here another hour. Shout out to all my core people. Y'all know who you are. I can say that. You know who you are. Those of you that have been down with me forever, through the channels being shut down and over the years and everything I've been up and down with, people that I have Skyped with, many of you I've spoken to directly on the phone and things like that. You know who you are, and I know who you are. So that's the most important thing, I appreciate all of you. You definitely are part of the reason why I'm still trying to do anything, because as you know, I've had some really dark times. Like, I don't see what's the point of doing this. Like, why am I here? Why do I need to? I don't think I need to. This is not, and, but it's something, your energy is what draws me back. It's definitely part of it, definitely part of it. So, anyways, I'm gonna get on up out of here. I will see you guys all soon. Again, welcome to the new subscribers, and thank you for everyone who has donated and is donating to the GoFundMe. The link for the GoFundMe is in the description box underneath this video. Do go and give whatever you can. I'll see you soon.